Okay, so this is a two-part series here. When I made my junk journal that I'm working in right now, originally I built 9 signatures that I loved every single one of, and I thought this is going to be the most fabulous journal. It's got 9 signatures each with 9 folios, and it's going to be really fabulous. And then I put it all together and I was just like, this is too much, Vervain. You are crazy. You can't do this. So instead, I decided to do 3 journals with 3 signatures each, and I would just make them all and have them ready to work from throughout the year, so that even though this one is, I think I could go through it pretty quickly, I have some waiting for me in the wings. So I've already done a flip through of this one, and I will link that in the description below. This is my overflow journal. But I will now do flip throughs of these 2. So like I said, this is a 2-part series. I've already done the flip through of this one, which I will link in the description below. And now in this video, we're gonna do the flip through of this one. Let's go. Alrighty, so we've got this lovely hardcover journal with this beautiful visible binding on the hardcover spine. We've got 3 signatures, waxed linen thread through these bronze or aged brass eyelets, whatever you call that color. This fabric is 100% cotton. This is a dress that I ordered on Amazon, but it wasn't like shipped by Amazon, and so it didn't fit me properly, but it was going to be quite expensive to ship to return, and I just really loved the fabric, and it wasn't that expensive of a dress. So I was like, well, you go into my fabric stash now, and here it is on the cover of my latest journal. So we open this up, and we have this beautiful end paper, which when I was thinking of making this all one big 9 signature journal, this is what I wanted to use as the end paper, as the liner. So this is the one that got it. And this one also feels, I picked the orange fabric because this one, it has a little more orange in it. We've got these orange flowers here in this Thomas Kincaid, and then we've got the orange leaves here in this Thomas Kincaid. I got a Thomas Kincaid book at the thrift store. Can you blame me? And it feels a little more autumnal. So I'm envisioning myself getting to this later in the year, and I'm really looking forward to it. But there we go. So we start out with this lovely little waterfall in this little brook. And there we go. We've got an avocado dyed coloring page from a Doreen Virtue Messages from the Fairies coloring book. This lovely little envelope that this is like the closed end of it. It's a long envelope that like opens at this end and it's closed over here. But I could open it, or I could cut off a bit of it, or I could do whatever, or I could just leave it as a page. But it's got these lovely pressed flower petals and things in it, and I just really like it. So it's there. This is from a book of botanical watercolor instruction. Mushrooms and other fungi. This is from a Godey's Ladies book, book of illustrations. And this was a page actually that I had originally intended to put in the fairy tale junk journal, and then it was getting too chonky, so I tried to pull something out. This is the only page that I pulled out, and then I debated whether I even should pull it out, but then I decided that I liked the fairy tale junk journal better without this page, so I set it aside to be used in a future project, and it got used in this project. And we've got this Cicely Mary Barker fairy that tips out there. And so interestingly, it was part of a 2-page spread in the fairy tale junk journal where there was a Cicely Mary Barker fairy here and here, and they both tipped out. So the one that was here and tips out is still in the fairy tale junk journal. So it's kind of like their siblings separated forever now, but in a cool way, not in a super sad way, in a way that like our journals are connected forever as friends across space and time. We've got this page from the Magic of Eye planner. This was a greeting card that I made last year to sell for Valentine's Day, and I sold quite a few of them, but I still have quite a few of them left, and I just took this one out of my shop so that I could put it in my journal, and I like it. So it's gel printed, and then this is stamped and embossed here in gold. I think you see that. Yeah, you can see it. And then the insides are like brayered or gel printed as well. I've got some lace print coffee dyed paper. This is from my pre-Raphaelite art book. This is a picture of Lancelot. And then on the inside, we have this lovely lady. I don't remember what this painting is called. I don't remember who either of these are by, but I really love her. And like I said, the orange is, there's enough potent orange in this book that I feel like it's the orange book. And there's the other half of Lancelot, the other half of the card. I had so much fun making these cards. And there's still a few in my shop if you're interested in one. They're all different. More of the Godis, more of the botanical watercolor instructional, the rest of the envelope. So this is the side that opens. The avocado dyed fairy. And the rest of that Thomas Kincaid page with those lovely flowers. And then we've got, this is from, it's greeting cards from, what's it's gonna say on the back, from Shakespeare's storybook. Written by Patrick Ryan, illustrations by James Mayhew. So there's a book, Shakespeare's storybook, with these beautiful illustrations by Barefoot Books as the publisher. And then this set of greeting cards, there's like 4 designs of illustrations from the book. And this is one of them. So this is, I think this is a scene from Much Ado About Nothing, but I could be wrong. They just call it the Garden of Desire here. But I think it's really beautiful. Cotton rag, some botanical dyed paper with rose petals and teeth, some vellum, more of the botanical illustration instructional, but with rose leaves, some pink parchment, one of my favorite papaya greeting cards that I've had forever. I ended up with, like, I feel like usually papaya greeting cards are super expensive. I forget how, but I ended up with like 50 of them for free. And like back when I was in high school, and I have, you know, sent some out to friends. I've sent some in the mail, but I also still have quite a few. And now I've been getting really into using them in my journals. So there's one here. I just love the mushroom and the rabbit and all of it. Lean on Me. Yeah, there's one of those in my first journal as well. Beautiful botanical dyed paper. You can see just the vaguest imprints of the leaves. They didn't leave a super strong dye, but they still left a bit of an impression. And I just think it's really lovely. More Thomas Kincaid. And this one opens up to a full spread that I thought would be really fun to journal on, just like that. And I really like the way that this tea-dyed paper kind of frames this. We've got the other half of the Cottage. And the other half of the botanical paper. And so you can see this, I feel like the leaves on this side came out a little better. And then these dewberry leaves came out really strong. And this is actually the back. So you'll see, here they are. They came out quite strong. And this one, yes, some of these came out a little fragile and they have holes. And I don't really mind a little bit of that, but the more damaged ones I've been trying to, you know, use in my own personal projects or use in ways where they get broken up so the damage doesn't show as much. So this journal is for me. And I love, again, the mushroom on the back of the papaya card. Got some pink parchment, more from the botanical watercolor instructional, vellum, the rose petal dyed, tea dyed, cotton rag, and the rest of the Shakespeare greeting card. And then we've got another Thomas Kincaid, which I guess is the same one that you've already seen the back of here with this beautiful autumnal scene. I really like this lamppost. And then this was, like I said, I just did the Fairy Tale Junk Journal, which just sold like right after I listed it, which was really cool for my first junk journal that I've listed for sale, sold within a few hours of listing. That feels good. So thank you so much if it was you who bought it. And thank you so much to anyone who buys any of my other journals in the future. But this was a page from The Nightingale, which is my favorite story in that book. And this one, for some reason, it wasn't the whole folio. It's just the one page. And so I figured I couldn't use it in the Fairy Tale Junk Journal. Like, I don't remember how it ended up this way, but it did end up this way. So I decided to put it in here, both because it's one of my favorite stories, but also because it kind of reminds me of that project of the Fairy Tale Junk Journal. Cotton rag. I love this little, it's just like landscape, naturescape, stationery paper, like printer paper, but with pretty landscapes on it. From the Magic of Eye planner. This is one that I had actually written some, hey, I'm doing that right now. I'm showing off my recent artwork on YouTube right now. I didn't do it in May 2023, but I'm doing it now. And I did actually wrap up the vase of flowers collages, so we'll check that off too. This is some avocado dyed printer paper. More Magic of Eye. I love the Magic of Eye pages in here because they actually have like a lot of writing space while still being really beautiful. And then on the places where they don't have writing space, they're just covered in all of this like astrological stuff, which is the vibe. So there you go. More of the rose petal dyed, tea dyed paper. And then we've got one of these avocado dyed pages from Doreen Virtue's Messages from the Fairies coloring book. And this one flips up like this. I love these like flip up, fold out pages in the center of signatures. I think it's a really fun thing to do. I don't do it in every book, but I love doing it. And here we go. That's the midpoint of the last signature. And this, I figured this, I don't really know like what happened here with this avocado dye project where it got this big glossy spot on it. But I figured I'd rather put this page in like one of my own journals and then just know that I can cover it up when I work on it rather than like send that in someone else's journal. So like I said, the papers that don't turn out as both my absolute favorite papers and the papers that get kind of screwed up, both end up in my journals so that I can appreciate my absolute favorites and so that I can, you know, not put the fuck ups onto other people who are paying good money for my journals. Respond to Vanessa. I don't know that I ever did that. Whoops. Sorry, Vanessa. I still love you. More of the landscape printer paper, the cotton rag, the nightingale, and the Thomas Kincaid. So we've got a little river with some writing space or something on the edge, or you do whatever you want. You glue a fold out down here, do whatever you want. Well, whatever I want. It's my journal. And then we finish with this lovely, lovely cottage scene. This beautiful autumn foliage and this rose. And yeah, this makes me really happy to work with. The colors of this one just make me so happy. I'm like I'm really enjoying working in my overflow journal right now, but I'm also just like really looking forward to getting to this one. So that's that. And thank you so much for spending some time with me while we flipped through my newest personal junk journal today. Even if I'm not ready to use it, I'm ready to show it off. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. And if you're curious to see if I have any journals for sale right now, I will put the link to my Emporium in the description below, as well as a couple other relevant links. Yeah, that's all I can think of to say right now. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you around in my next video. Bye.